Hello Pokemon fans, this is ProPokeNoob back today to bring you 2 more battles. It's part of the Chronicles. Welcome back to this series. I hope that the first battle went okay. That the first upload went okay, but you know, I never know because I record a whole bunch of things at once, so you guys already know this. But anyways, today will be a couple of battles that are based around a bunch of D-bags that you'll find on the ladder, unfortunately. It's a bit of hacks and a bit of just dumbasses. Dumbasses being all high and mighty because they're so good at the game and they dominate the ladder. So, this first battle is against a person by the name of I'm an Alt. Now, this person is, I assume, to be well known in the RU ladder at the time anyways. And this is one of those people who believe that Trick Room was Freelo. So, you know, he's got this very good Trick Room team, and I already know its Trick Room team. His Trick Room users are Cresselia and Whimsicott. And I feel foolish for not knowing how to beat it originally. But, actually, the good thing about this battle was when I played this battle, it taught me how to play against other Trick Room teams on the ladder. So this guy was actually very good. It was kind of nice and kind of not nice because, you know, I had to listen to a whole bunch of followers of this guy who was following from battle to battle, just crap talking non-stop. Oh my god. I'm so good, look at me. Ooh, I get Freelo from Trick Room teams. Who cares? You're probably a 14-year-old kid sitting in your room wondering what girls smell like. So, anyways, you're going to see me fail at trying to handle a Trick Room team, but it's all part of the process. He's going to lead off with this Cavalier. I lead off with my Drapion. Just going to go straight out into Hitmontop because I don't want to take any hits. He ends up, I believe, just going for a knockoff. He's going to knock off the leftovers. No big deal. The fact was I just wanted to make sure this thing didn't deal any damage. I'm going to make a double switch now, going back into my Drapion. Because I figure he's not going to go for a double knockoff. He's most likely just going to go for a Mega Horn or something like this, and I can tank it up. But he does end up bringing out his Cresselia, so he's going to go his camera up as I end up going for Taunt, knowing that he most likely would try and go for Trick Room. But I should also figure that he'd probably fearing the knockoff. Now I'm going to go Slow King as he ends up Mega Evolving, goes for Fire Blast, and misses. I am Assault Vest, so even if he went for Earth Power, not concerned. I believe he predicted, I don't know what he would have predicted if he went for Fire Blast. Either way, I do get the Skull Burn on the Escavalier, which is nice. It does ensure that his Mega Horns and knockoffs will not be doing too much damage. I can go back into Drapion, predicting the knockoff, but he actually ends up switching into Cresselia. And once again, I'm just going to go for knockoff here because I figured he's probably not going to want to stay in and go for Trick Room. But he does end up going for the Mega Camerupt. I figured I can take one hit from this thing, but he ends up going for his Rocks. And I didn't expect that. Again, I haven't played too many Mega Camerupts, so I didn't know they'd be running Rocks on this. But either way, also looking at his team, he didn't have a Stealth Rock user, so I guess that would make sense. That Earth Power does a little bit too much, but I am going to go for the Skull as he ends up getting his Whimsicott in. Not good because that means he is going to get Trick Room up, and just like Slurpuffs, just like every fighting type that can threaten this team, we got to handle it turn by turn. So he is going to go for the Trick Room. No big deal. I bring out Drapion now. Now, I figured I can probably just either set up Toxic Spikes or just go for Knockoff. I believe I just go for Whirlwind, actually, to stall at the time. I knew that. I've forgotten already. But I do stall out a turn. I actually stall another turn because I bring in Cresselia, which is a perfect thing to come out. Now, I do end up going for Toxic Spikes. You might think that's weird, but the reason is I figured if he does want to switch in Whimsicott or if he wants to switch in anything to try and abuse this Trick Room, it's going to have to get poisoned on the way. And luckily for me, Dragalge does come out, so the next Pokemon that comes in would have to suffer from it. But because I play this horribly, I not only go for protecting him a free switch into Cresselia, but because I let Cresselia come in, he's going to go for Trick Room yet again, and I've already said that, but the other point is he could just bring in Dragalge with the Trick Room, erase the poison, and then, you know, that sucks. Especially since Registeel's out and he can go for Focus Blast. But he ends up bringing in Pangoro, so that's nice. So this thing's going to take a little bit of damage. I don't want him going for Drain Punches. I want him to take as much damage as possible, so I am going to go for the Protect. Not only waste, again, a Room of Trick turn? What? Oh my god, turn of Trick Room. I might as well learn Swahili at this point. I'm going to go into Hitmontop, which is a nice check to this thing. Can't do too much, and I can just go for close combats. Now, I believe here, what do I go for? It goes into Cresselia. Again, I play this horrendously. I switch into my Slow King. Why don't I switch into Drapion? I have no frickin' idea. This is just... Looking back at this... Ew, this is really bad playing. But anyway, I figured he is going to go for the Trick Room, so I take this opportunity to kind of go into Pidgeot, be able to go for Mega, and then I believe I just go straight for Hurricane. Knowing that I can get a free hit off. Do I? No, I go for U-turn. Right. Okay, so I go for U-turn. Wow. I don't agree with my plays in this battle. He's going to go for the Draco Meteor, though. Thank God for Assault Vest, because I can tank that up. I believe I just go for Ice Beam. I get quite a bit of damage off on this thing. So, switching is limited. He is going to actually switch out, go into his Mega Camerupt. I was afraid of losing this, so that's the reason why I switch out for Regenerator. I do need to be able to tank hits from, I don't know what, but I did want to keep it alive. I back at the time wanted to keep it alive. But Drapion is going to die. It does waste a turn Trick Room. Now I can bring in Mega Pidgeot and actually just spam Hurricane. I believe he ends up going into his Escavalier's Death Fodder, which is completely fine because I believe it's Assault Vest because it can take the hit, and on top of that, it's just going to die from burn anyways, and it's not as useful to him. So, now he's going to bring in the Cresselia. He's going to get the Trick Room up yet again, which is perfectly fine. This is one of those situations where it's either you... I would have had to predict him to... I should have seen this coming, so I should have gone for U-turn anyways and brought out Drapion. But because Drapion's dead, I can't do that. So Lunar Dance is going to happen. He's going to bring in his Pangoro yet again, ladies and gentlemen, because people do not expect speedy Cresselias with max special attack. He's not going to be able to kill me with knockoff. I calculated this. I go for Moonblast. He's dead. Wonderful stuff. So, now he's in a predicament. His Camerupt has very few switch-ins. His Dragalge has very few switch-ins. His Whimsicott's the only Trick Room user left. So, I am going to bring in Registeel. I'm going to go for the Protect, which I think I predict here, and I go for the Thunder Wave. I think I took this big risk, and I go for Thunder Wave, thinking the Whimsicott's going to come in to try and set up the Trick Room. And I'm like, you know what? I finally learned how to beat him. Catch his Trick Room user on the way in, because that's what he's going to do. He's paralyzed now, and what do you know? I'm going to be able to potentially get this back. But because Showdown is stupid, and because it hates me, and because we had the battle timer on, and because I was taking so much time to think of these plays in the beginning at that time, even though I made it sound very straightforward in this, I make a move with 20 seconds left on the freaking counter, and what do you know, it lags out on Showdown, not on my end, it lags out on Showdown, gives this guy a win. Now you're probably thinking, well, ProPokeNoob, he just goes for Trick Room and wins. Not necessarily. He was paralyzed. So, what I could have done was one of two things. At this point, I'd chosen to switch in Mega Pidgeot. What's he going to do? He has Whimsicott, okay, which can go for... It'll be slower, so he can go... What is he going to do? He can either go for Leech Seed or stall me out with Protects or Substitutes or whatever the heck he has on him. I don't remember what he had because I play him a second time on a ladder, which I'll get to in a second. But either way, he can't do anything to me. Dragalge's going to die. Mega Camerupt's going to die. So even if he has the Trick Room up, I have enough HP, as you can see on Mega Pidgeot here, to switch in twice and be able to pick off his Pokemon whether in Trick Room or not. So he was going to lose Pokemon. And if that failed, I still have a relatively healthy Slowking. And I have two Pokemon to fodder off in the ways of Registeel and Hitmontop. And with Registeel having Protect, I would have been able to get rid of the Trick Room safely. So there were chances of me coming back in this. But unfortunately, even though I make this sound so nonchalantly, I lose those coil because of frickin' Showdown lagging out and being stupid. And this cancel button still doesn't work. Why even have a cancel button if it's just going to fail? People, please tell me this. Is it just there to bait out the losers? Is it really there to bait out the noobs? That we make a mistake and we're like, bam, I have to use the cancel button. Oh, wait. Why doesn't it work? Why am I so upset? I don't know. I really don't know. I'm hungry, I'm tired, but I don't want to eat before I go to bed because I feel like I've eaten more than enough today. That's a weird tangent. On to the next battle anyways. Oh, and just to let you know, I'm an alt, and I met on the ladder after his entire team was crap-talking me and just being like, oh yeah, easy. Like the guys literally said, like, easy battle, easy life, you suck, and he literally was insulting me. I found him on a ladder a second time. 72 turns later, let's just say I smashed him 5-0 because I learned how to beat Trick Room teams. And the guy was playing super predictable. So, because it was on stream, though, I got super excited and erased the battle before I was able to save it. So you'll just have to take my word that I did destroy him on the ladder. Please, people, take my word. I don't know why I have the cursor in the recording. I am so unprofessional. On to the next battle. This is a person by the name of Jetool. And this man's team looked a little weird. He does have a Mega Glalie, though, which was a nice switch up from the normal, Dragalge, Mega Pidgeot spam. But he does have a Dragalge anyway, so, it's a nice ice ball instead of a nice big bird. Let's just get into the battle. He leads off with Rotom-Mow. I'm going to lead off with my Drapion. I am just going to go straight for the knockoff as I find out that he is Choice Scarf. He's going to go into his Glalie. I believe I just go for... No, I go for Taunt. Why did I go for Taunt? Why did I go for Taunt? What the hell? Oh, maybe in case it was going to be a defensive type. It was a nice check. Who knows? He's going to go Mega. I'm just going to go into Registeel because if he wants to go for Earthquake, I do have enough defense investment to take at least 2 or 3. I can go for Thunder Wave as he ends up going into his Pangoro. I'm just going to get my rocks up, though. I see this as a good opportunity to get my rocks up. I also thought that Gligar would come in on a Thunder Wave, so I just wanted to go for the safe move, get my rocks up. He is going to end up going for a knockoff. He does reveal that he is the Life Orb variant, because there are some that were Choice Scarf, there's some that were Choice Banded, but you do have Life Orb here. So I am going to go into Slowking. I figured he wouldn't go for double knockoff. As he ends up going into Gligar. Now, he does reveal the U-turn, which is good to know. Because that means he is running a little bit of either attack or he's looking for more switch initiative, which means he's lacking one move. And I do end up going for Ice Beam. I should have just gone for Scald, but I thought either maybe Dragalge would try and come in for free. And, I mean, Registeel was healthy enough, so I don't know why. But either way, again, I'm just, not making the greatest plays here. But I don't predict this. I just go straight for close combats. I'm trying to figure out how well this guy plays, and it turns out this man's making some relatively standard plays. To the best of his team's ability. Now, he is going to go for Defog, and this is very important to note because that means he is the Hyper Cutter and not the immunity. And this means I can poison this thing, so I don't have to worry about necessarily knocking it off. I can go for Toxic. I do predict him to switch into Pangoro or Dragalge, trying to abuse the fact that I have Registeel in here, but it doesn't end up working out. I also figured he can't touch me very well, so, I didn't think he'd want to stay in, but, whatever. Oh, no, I predicted U-turn. It's U-turn. He has U-turn. That's... Yeah. Let's make it sound like I know what I'm talking about. Absolutely. I'm going to go for Protect as he ends up going for Roost. I'm like, well, son of a bitch, I hate Gligar so much, but I can go into Mega Pidgeot yet again and Mega Up. I can go into Pidgeot Mega Up because I know he can't touch me and all he has is U-turn. So I can Mega Up, get a free Mega Up. I go for the Hurricane just because it's free. And free stuff is always nice. How often do you turn down free stuff unless it's attached to something like a C4? Honestly, do you take something that's attached to a dynamite, piece of dynamite, C4, anything explosive? Like, would you take it? Otherwise, I'd take it for free. If it's free, I'll take it. Yeah. Random conversations to keep people interested in my uploads. Woohoo! Anyways, I'm going to go to Slowking. As he ends up going for Protects. No big deal. He's going to go to Rotom-Mow, though. And I do end up going for a Fire Blast. I figured this was my best choice because it's going to hit both Registeel and anything that would resist a water type except Dragalge. But he's not going to go into Dragalge because he knows I'm most likely Assault Vest or Special Defensive and I have Ice Beam. Now, you will notice the HP that Rotom-Mow lived at. You'll see that not going for Rocks was the greatest blunder of my life in this battle. But either way, he does take out my Drapion as I fodder it off. No big deal. I do get a burn on Dragalge, which is nice, just mainly because it's a bulky Pokemon. I do want to get residual damage off on it. It also means I can threaten it with an Ice Beam. Now, he does end up getting the burn. Actually, no, I go for Psyshock, knowing that... no, I don't know, but I do know that it's very specially defensive, so going for Psyshock would make more sense. But either way, he does fodder it off just to get the burn, and luckily he does get the burn luckily for him, otherwise it would have been a big waste. So he is going to go for the Volt Switch on my Cresselia. And again, people don't expect the Cresselia being faster, Moonbot. You guys know the deal by now. It's dead. It's just assume that almost every Pangoro versus Cresselia matchup, I win. If not all of them, I win. people are always like, huh? Yeah, well, I built my team around the meta. See? I put some thought into this. It was good. I do end up going for Moonlight. Now, here I figured if he does under 50%, I could just kind of stay and stall him out. But at the same time, I also saw the damage and go, okay, 45, I can handle that after leftovers, and luckily, thank God, he rolls lower on this because I can go for Moonlight at this point. The main thing is I'm just trying to kill Mega Glalie off either through Explosion or through attacks. Lo and behold, he explodes, takes me out with a crit. Clip didn't matter. No problem. Crit. I say crit, right? Hope I said crit. Anyways, he's going to go his Rotom because, again, it's Scarfed. It'll outspeed my whole team. He can get a free Switch initiative. He can go whatever. I'm just going to go for Protect to get some HP back. If that's all right with Jatool, I'm sure he'll be okay with it because he still has his Pokemon intact. What the fuck ever. I don't know why I just said that word. Whatever. I'm tired. I'm getting mad because I feel like I'm not doing this well. But he is going to go into Gligar. He is going to go in the Gligar. He is going to go for the Earthquake. I believe... Do I go for Rocks? Why did I go for Rocks? Oh, I'm getting... There are so many things I wish I could have did. But I also... Because I realized this. I realize this now. Defog wouldn't work. I believe Defog will not go off because I have Clear Body. So if I had gone for Rocks, he wouldn't be able to Defog on my Registeel. So I could have put a lot of kill pressure on him there with... Well, I mean, no, because if I go into... He still had his Eviolite up, so Mega Pidgeot would not have been able to kill him with a Hurricane. But, I mean, it would have been a nice thought when you think about it. Either way, he's going to go for the Seismic Toss. As I just ended up going for Close Combats, I'm not going to try and predict. I don't want to go for a Rapid Spin for some reason. I think I just want to try and get as much damage off on that... Registeel as possible because I knew that I wouldn't be able to take it out with a Heat Wave or with a Fire Blast. I think I was doing damage calcs at this point. Now, he doesn't actually kill me with U-Turn, which is nice, and this would have been the optimal opportunity to go for the Rapid Spin. But of course, because I know he's the Hyper Cutter set, I go for Toxic on the off chance he tries to go for Roost for some weird reason. I don't know. Don't ask me. Either way. Slowking. I make a double switch just because I want to get Regenerator up. I'm going to go into Registeel to kind of fodder it off as he ends up going for Size Toss. I also thought he'd go for... actually, no. It's just because I knew he was going to go for Size Toss. Now, I'm at a healthy amount. I still have a chance in this battle. It's all around frickin' Scarfed Rotom. So what I have to do is, you know, just try and get as much damage on his Registeel as possible. Try and get a burn maybe, which would be nice. And I do get the burn, which is okay. So his healing is going to be slightly mitigated. Now, because this thing is Scarfed, I thought he would just try and go for the kill here with Seismic Toss, but unfortunately for me, he goes for Thunder Wave. No, he does go for Seismic Toss. What am I saying? I don't even know. I thought I watched it. I watched this battle. I don't know why I did this. Why did I do this? Why did I do this? Oh, I wanted more Regenerator, I guess. But either way, was I trying to bait out the Thunder Wave? Oh, I was trying to bait out the Thunder Wave. Okay, I'm relatively smart. I'm relatively smart, people. Relatively smart. He's gonna go for Seismic Toss though, and I believe I go for the Fire Blast. Yes, because now he's in range to die from Heat Waves. Now he's in range. So I am gonna die off. I'm gonna be able to go into Mega Pidgeot. Now I am healthy enough. I believe. Oh, that's what it was. Okay. Okay, I go for Roost because I predict him to go for Protect. That's what it was, because I know that Heat Wave would kill. So I thought, okay, he's going to go for Protect so that he can get up to a point where he might be able to live it or just something like that. But in hindsight, because he's burned, that wouldn't make sense because he's going to die anyways. So his best bet would be go for, you know, either the Seismic Toss or the Thunder Wave. In this case, it would be Thunder Wave so that he can... ensure that he can outspeed me. He's gonna outspeed me anyways, but what was I trying to go with it? Oh my goodness. It's just to make sure that I can, because I believe I did a damage calculation. I did a damage calculation where Volt Switch actually doesn't kill Mega Pidgeot if it's at full HP. So what I could technically do is if he went for Seismic Toss or if he went for a... Oh my goodness, what was it? Either way, let's just play it through. Play it through. He goes for Thunder Wave, which is bad. Because now what I have to do is I have to try to get up to the point where I'm at full HP so I can live the Volt Switch. I believe I can live it with like 3 or 4% or something like that. So at this point, I'm like, okay, he's burned. I can heal up to full. And then what this means is he can't kill me, and if he has to go for U-turn with his Gligar, I'll catch his Rotom, kill off the Rotom with a Hurricane, and then kill off his Gligar because he can't do anything. There we go. Volt Switch is not killed. It's 89%. So I did calculate this. and I end up going for the roost. I'm like, okay, let me just double roost. Oh, no. I go for Hurricane here. That's what it was. That's why I was so upset at the end of this match, because I went for Hurricane, he threw by going for U-turn, and I get paralyzed. That's what it was. That was a giant build-up to this whole battle. That was the point, because the guy actually would have thrown the match if I did not get paralyzed. And again, he's one of those assholes that goes, nah, I predicted the para, GG loser. I hate those people. But anyways, those were 2 more matches. Those were the dark ages of these Chronicles. Yeah. Oh, man. Okay, I'm going to sleep. And, well, I'm going to sleep when I'm recording this, and you guys are going to watch this and just, you know, do whatever you want with it. This was not the brightest of the RU Chronicles, but don't worry, the other battles will get less saltier and a little bit more analytical. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Have an excellent day. Cursor on the screen. Really don't care, and peace.